Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the show. It is Monday, July 10th, 2023. Hope you had a great weekend. Let's get straight into the crypto news. So as you know, the SEC is suing Coinbase, and they sued them about a month ago for alleging that it was operating an unregistered broker, clearinghouse, and exchange all in one go, and they listed around 13 different cryptocurrencies that are unregistered securities. Well, as we know, Coinbase clapped back and said, hey, you guys don't have the jurisdiction to even sue us. And the SEC clapped back and said, no, Coinbase, you acknowledged the possibility that federal security laws would apply to your listings years ago. And they're saying that Coinbase, you, a multi-billion-dollar entity advised by sophisticated legal counsel, says that you're unaware that your conduct risked violating federal security laws, and you suggest by approving Coinbase's registration statement in 2021, the SEC confirmed the legality of Coinbase's underlying business activities at that time for all time? The SEC continued to say, these actions clearly show that Coinbase understood that the security laws could apply, and they knew which rules to consider evaluating the legality of its conduct, but nevertheless, they made calculated decisions to take on this risk in the name of growing the business. I don't know if what the SEC did clap back and with some strength to make everything, change for Coinbase, because they did put this one thing, and obviously I'm not a lawyer. Please, lawyers, reach out and let me know what you think. But they said security laws could apply. And what Coinbase is saying the whole time is that the SEC is not giving guidance about what actually could apply, especially with the digital asset space, because the SEC keeps responding saying just use the Howey test. And Coinbase is saying, I don't think the Howey test applies in all cases here. Can you please help us figure this out? And the SEC continues to say, you should know. And Coinbase is saying, we actually don't. And so, yes, securities laws could apply, but what Coinbase has continuously said is that they're not getting help from the SEC to determine if the security laws apply to these new digital assets and these new innovations. Anyway, even though the SEC is replying, and I think that they are making a good argument, I don't know if it's the argument that's going to win everything. I think there's still gray within this case. What do you think? Email me, bookings@todayinweb3.com. Some 24 central banks across emerging and advanced economies are expected to have digital currencies in circulation by the end of the decade. And this is from the Bank of International Settlements, BIS, and they found this in a survey published on Monday, which is today. One of the key driving factors of establishing this CBDC, if you guys didn't figure that out, we're talking about CBDCs here, is enhancing cross-border payments, lowering costs, and easing friction. Now, if you don't think that they're moving forward with this and this is all fuddy news, no. The Swiss National Bank said in late June that it would issue a wholesale CBDC on Switzerland's digital exchange as part of a pilot, while the European Central Bank is on track to begin its digital euro pilot ahead of its possible launch in 2028. We have pilot testing in China, and it's reaching 260 million people for their CBDC. And we have other two emerging economies going to be piloting their CBDCs as well next year, India and Brazil. In the survey, banks who have been engaging in some sort of CBDC research has jumped from 60% saying that they are researching CBDCs and so on and so forth to 93% of the banks. And they said that the emergence of stablecoins and other crypto or digital assets have accelerated their work. Basically, they saw, USDC and USDT doing a job that they should be doing, and they're like, hey, you know what? Maybe we got to get on this so we don't lose our control over the flow of money and our business. Anyway, like I've always said, CBDCs are inevitable. What we really have to do is advocate for privacy rights and make sure those are codified into some sort of law or constitution, or else this is going to be a slippery, dangerous slope. In the big nothing burger news of the day, financial disclosures obtained by CNBC. Obtained. Financial disclosures for presidential races or federal races are not obtained. You just go on the internet and look them up. But anyway, obtained, this article says by CNBC, shows that RFK Jr.'s family holds between $100,000 and $250,000 worth of Bitcoin in a brokerage account as of June 30th. And the filing does not state when the investment took place. For some reason, this is going around the internet. My good buddy Paul McNeil, the crypto curator, even sent this to me, and I don't know why this is a big deal. I don't know why this is even news. What I do think is a good discussion is when he purchased it. We don't know when he purchased it. Kennedy's campaign manager, Dennis Kucinich, he said that this purchase took place after the positive remarks that Kennedy made during the Bitcoin in Miami conference, and he basically got orange pilled at the conference, which people do, and then he went and aped into some Bitcoin. The other thing that Dennis Kucinich, Kennedy's campaign manager, says is that this does not create a conflict of interest, and that is BS. There is absolutely a conflict of interest if you're holding Bitcoin and then you have to be the president or a legislator making rules about said digital asset. And so, yes, of course, there's a conflict of interest. I think that divesting when you get into these lawmaker positions is very important. So anyway, there is a conflict of interest. However, that's the conversation, not that he has or bought Bitcoin. Again, let me know your thoughts. Bookings at todayinweb3.com. DeFi protocol Arcadia Finance has alerted its users that it lost around $455,000 in a hack. Arcadia's total lock value has decreased sharply because of this. Sharply meaning about 77%, from about $605,000 to $140,000 of total locked value. Apparently, they have initiated contact with the attacker, and they will continue to work with their security partners, law enforcement, and the broader community to resolve this issue. Moving over to Hong Kong, Hong Kong Securities and Investment Institute is getting ready to roll out a bunch of programs and workshops on virtual assets in the coming months. They're going to train and oversee licensing exams for about 30,000 hopeful brokers and asset managers in Hong Kong. As you know, Hong Kong is making a big push to be the hub of digital assets, and now you can go to this institute and be a licensed crypto trader, apparently. And in the what could go wrong news of the day, Lightning Labs, you guys know Lightning Labs, they're working on the Lightning Network. It's a network so you can send Bitcoin quickly and cheaply. Well, they announced a new set of developer tools that can integrate Bitcoin with AI applications. Basically, AI applications will now be able to hold, send, and receive Bitcoin payments both on-chain and the Lightning Network. Again, what could go wrong? AI now being able to hold, send, and receive Bitcoin. And now we're talking about CBDCs and AI sending. This is like basically training AI how to send money around the world. And anyway, what could go wrong, really? What could go wrong? Anyway, let's go take a look at those crypto prices.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
The time is 8:24 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Fear Greed Index is sitting at 57, which is neutral. Like I said, we're going to go sideways with this until we get a decision by the SEC about these spot Bitcoin ETFs, in air quotes, spot Bitcoin ETFs. And so we're just going to bounce in the $30,000 range for Bitcoin until then. Spot Bitcoin ETF gets approved, Bitcoin number goes up. Spot Bitcoin ETF gets denied, Bitcoin number goes down. It's going to be pretty much that easy. Anyway, where is Bitcoin sitting right now? It's at $30,261, pretty much even in 24, down about 1% in 7. Ethereum's at $1,866, pretty much even in 24, down 4.8% in 7. Tether's number 3, Binance is at $241, up 3% in 24, but down 3% in 7. And USDC is number 5. Rounding off the top 10, we have XRP, Cardano, Dogecoin, Solana, and Litecoin. Remember, the Litecoin halving is coming up soon. The total market cap is at 1.18 trillion, pretty much even in 24. We have a BTC dominance a touch under 50%. It's at 49.9%, and an ETH dominance of 19.1%. And that is our show today. I will see you tomorrow. Until then, happy hodling, everyone.